Okay, guys, what happened was news now. Patrick just got out of court, and they stayed things off for 30 days for him to get some paperwork together. We're going down right now to see if they'll give him his property back at the sheriff's office, and I'm catching up to him. We had quite a few people in court with him. The judge was actually a very different person when he dealt with Patrick than he was with the other defendants.
My cell phone that was unlawfully seized.
Yesterday, you came in here and asked for a
Return of property form.
and we don't have one, and the sheriff advised that Mr. Rock yesterday that
Okay. So the DA is in control of this.
yes, as far as it being in evidence, yes, the phone is in evidence.
Okay, the phone is in evidence. Where is evidence at?
It is here at the sheriff's office.
Sheriff's office. Okay. Do you have a copy of the warrant that was used to seize the phone?
We don't have a warrant that for the phone at the time he was arrested. It was then placed into evidence.
Do you have a copy of the warrant that was used to seize it? You know, according to federal law and state law, that he has 2 hours to secure a warrant after he's taken the property without a warrant. And if he hasn't, then it must be returned. Otherwise, you got a 4th and 14th Amendment violation, and it's cause for action under Title 42, Section 1983, for all parties who chose to keep the property without lawful authority. So is there somebody in specific you'd like us to talk to?
You guys need to turn off the phone.
I'm not turning it off. I'm going outside.
We'll step outside.
Yeah.
Pretty much just we're looking for the warrant that they got.
I'm outside the building, ma'am.
No need to raise your voice, ma'am.
Get your phone out of here.
Quit raising your voice, ma'am. We're here on official business.
Who would you suggest? We don't want to trouble you, but who are you going to suggest that we talk to?
I said get your phone out.
There's no one's in here.
Have a warrant at this time get it out. regarding the phone.
You don't have a warrant, so no warrant was issued.
In there behind that dispatch desk?
Okay,
Probably.
all right. Who accepts service for the sheriff's department for federal lawsuits? Yes.
I don't know that.
Okay. Now, the sheriff himself, or
We
It would have to be
we
sheriff.
need to link up with the DA because if they don't have a warrant, they can't hold the phone.
no? I know. That's we're gonna go. Well, she's in court.
The sheriff's in court and the DA's in court.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I guess
Okay.
we could wait.
We'll wait
I
till
I
for
wanna be in
lunch.
court. Just without offending anybody. How do you know how long the DA? Well, you don't know anything about court. You're just handling the sheriff's office. Okay, ma'am. Can I get your name?
I'm just dispatch.
You're just dispatching. Your name is?
Dispatch.
Okay, and you have an employee number?
No, I don't.
Okay. And you regularly work Monday through Friday?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Ma'am, thank you very much and have a nice day. Okay, I'll have it drafted up today and we'll get it filed.
We need to get that cell phone back. They just said they
Okay.
didn't have a warrant.
Yeah.
There's no warrant for the phone. How do they have the phone?
No warrant for his phone, I believe.
They just called the sheriff and know that we were down in the building, so we don't know if they're gonna come find me and jump us.
We were. Oh no, I stayed outside the door.
I would love to talk to the DA on that. If they don't have a warrant, they need to get the phone. Exactly. They get the phone back.
Yeah, they had a lot of that blocked off there. You could only deal with the window of dispatch. I'm looking at the screen now. So he has to go back to court in 30 days. Yeah. Are you going to go back in?
We gotta go around the other side. We're just gonna find out how long court's in session.
Well, we're gonna see if we can't get the phone back, but we're gonna let this man do the talking. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's professional.
No, professional gets paid.
So we're going to try to get the phone back after court. The DA, everybody's in court at the moment. So nothing will happen until after court. But we'll see what happens. We were in court. The judge had a different demeanor with Patrick than he did with the others. I think he knows there's a lot hinging on this. And it's a very public, and he's in the limelight as well. Did that seem like y'all's idea that the judge was totally different?
He was in his corner, basically.
Basically.
Get your defense because you're probably going to win.
Yeah, basically told him, get things together and do it right so you can win.
It sounded like he was in his corner the whole time.
Yeah.
He was afraid, yeah. Absolutely.
Which, if the judge does everything right, he has nothing to be scared of.
He can't be sued anyway, can
If he does wrong. He can be sued if he does wrong, but if he doesn't, if he does right, he's good.
Not held accountable he'd be sued.
You guys haven't seen any crazy stuff like that? People walking like that?
What's that?
Running around with a bazooka or
Not recently.
That would make me a little nervous, seeing somebody walking around with.
Not in the
bazooka.
States, let's say that.
Yeah.
Not here on this side of the world, for sure.
You guys ever get to play with those? Oh, been done, sir?
Do I? Yeah, you're good.
Getting wanted.
You're missing all the fun, man.
Oh, heads
My
up.
pen.
I thought you guys were done.
Yeah. Well, we came back for something else. So we're going to try to see if the DA will give us the phone back.
No, that's not it yet. No, the sheriff's up in the room. Dude, she told us there's no warrant.
Well, it's in your lawsuit.
Oh, Lord.
We need to get that lawsuit
Yes,
filed.
we do. Bad.
Headlock.
If you could just figure out how long court is, talk to somebody like the Abigail Murray Cash, the DA.
That's what we're gonna do.
There's no warrant, then she'll say, okay, I'll go ahead and release it. Go pick it up.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
You know, if we can get that.
Hey guys, this is proof Patrick did not die in a car wreck in Tulsa.
Are we in the right place?
I think so. Tim,
Yeah.
figure out who that guy is. He's got a badge and a gun. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ask him who he is. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Do it. I need to know. Just figure it out.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Come in here.
Hey, sir. Are you with the district attorney? What agency do you work for?
Men in Black. We'll go down this way. Well, we don't know who the guy in black was.
Yeah, those, I think that's
They're
state.
from.
They just left.
Guy, and I know that.
They just left.
The guy, the young guy in the black suit, skinny, kind of skinny. I
Does
think
they have a
he-
case going on in there?
I don't know, but it seemed like he was here
If
for
they're all
us.
entered into the court.
I think they're here for us.
I don't know. They went ahead and left.
Yeah, I think they walked out.
They walked out and left.
Maybe it was.
Yes. Did you figure out who he is?
No, he won't tell you. He left.
She's got a line of docket this morning, and Wednesday's her docket day, so
Okay, so this afternoon?
I don't know about that.
Okay. Let me,
What are you wanting to see her about?
we've got an issue regarding some property, and so I was just gonna talk to her briefly or,
Okay, property might be a civil matter, or are you
no,
talking
I-
about property in?
yeah, seized property.
Yeah, well, we went over to the sheriff's office to get back some property, and they advised us that there is no warrant, so that's why we need to speak with the DA so that they can
Warrant.
release it. There's gotta be a warrant for them to seize property, and since there
Yeah, they-
isn't a warrant,
They've only got 2 hours after the seizure of property.
You're
to-
talking the wrong person, cause I'm not.
Anyway,
a lawyer.
can I get a card from her?
They said the DA said to hold it. Is the reason why we come.
yeah, but there's no warrant to hold it, so that's why.
Well, she's not the one making the
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
I just don't have any, I mean, you can come back here, I don't have a card.
We'll come back, we'll come back. Do you
Yeah.
know when she'll be, out of court?
I don't know.
Partner, hold hands. Thank you, madam.
You're welcome. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
We're gonna have to do it in writing, so I'll draft something up, and I'll have some case law to support it. And if she chooses beyond that to continue to hold it, it's at her own peril.
Oh, man, I just want, man, we need to get phone back.
Sometimes, it took me a week and a half to get this abducted child back to this.
Just tell y'all what happened is we went to the sheriff's office. They said the district attorney was holding the phone, not the sheriff, Patrick's phone.
Sit down.
And basically they may not have a warrant to hold his phone. If they don't have a warrant, they should release it. So that's what's going on here. But they're all in court right now, and we may have to wait till they get out of court to deal with
Did
them.
they say anything to you in the court clerk's office?
Oh, no. I was just trying to find out when court ended, and they said, we got 10 defendants, it's 10 o'clock, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling you, the way we treated these other guys, I'd be filing a complaint with the judicial review board. Huh? God, I was gonna jump all over.
Wait, so where are we going to?
Gentlemen, first aid, you guys, be safe. Y'all have a good day. You well?
So guys, we're gonna have to wait till court releases. Grab the mags. Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Y'all have a good one.
You bet.
All right, well, I don't know where the hell I parked.
Yeah, Silent Bob is here. Where's McMinn? He's hiding. McMinn. We thought we
Oh, that was McMahon.
we saw him. We thought we saw McMinn this morning.
He just walked in.
It's the old guys from.
McMahon just walked in the door.
Here?
No, I didn't. He didn't say hi.
There they go.
Look, there he is, right there, cowboy hat.
Sure is. He walked in out that way.
Go ahead.
Here's the guys that went in the court.
It says state police.
Yeah, they may have nothing to do with this case.
They've been here all morning.
Well, there's 2 Tahoes out there. I think it's the same ones that were here last time. The
Yeah.
district attorney, criminal interdiction, or whatever.
I'm pretty sure that's the DA
The
task.
Guyman guys.
It might not
If it's the white Tahoe, for sure it is. Yeah.
Judge is pretty abusive and violated several judicial canons. But getting to the point where Patrick came up, he dressed very sharp, very professional, and looked respectful, treated the judge respectfully. And it only lasted about 2.5 minutes. And the judge acted as he should have, as a public servant to the people. He talked to Patrick with great respect, was very deliberate and articulate with every little thing he said, smiled the whole time, made sure he said, do you understand? Yes, we're going to do this for you because we're going to protect your rights. and we're gonna do this for you, and you know, I'll make sure. He said, and he says, well, how would you like to plea? He says, and Patrick did well. He said, I just got my papers today, my information, which is a complaint in most states. And he says, I'd like to review this with counsel. And he said, I just need 24 hours. And the judge said, well, how about 30 days? Would that be enough time for you? You come back on February 13th, and we'll go ahead and go from there, because we want to make sure that you are given every opportunity to address this, because we know your rights are involved, and I think he knows that it's constitutionally protected conduct to be video recording in public or photographing in public in a public place, and that the officer overstepped his bounds. So I think what they're doing is giving us an opportunity to file at least a judicial notice or an immediate motion to dismiss, which we will have done. So that's what happened. Kudos to Patrick.
Yes.
You did awesome, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
700-mile drive was worth it.
It was worth it for that 2.5 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah. But anyway, Patrick, you did a great job. And the nice thing is even when Patrick was going through the unlawful arrest, he was still respectful to the officer, and it's the officer who actually lost his composure, and now he's going to pay a price for it because there's a federal action. So once this thing, we should, I think what we'll do is get everything done to have this thing dismissed early. For those of you, I don't know if we're on video or what we're doing here, but
We're live.
Yeah.
We're
oh,
live.
we're
Yeah,
live.
people are watching and they're commenting back. They're asking who you are.
How many people do you have live?
I
You may
have
get some
500.
work out.
500? How many?
500 people watching me. Yeah, if you want to say your
Oh.
name, who you are, what you do.
Okay, my name's Fred, and what I've done is I've been assisting people with legal actions, anything civil or criminal, for the last 10, 11 years. And I do this just kind of to help people. And we've won over 11,000 cases, and we haven't really lost anything yet. And what we do is we help people all the way from simple things all the way up to federal lawsuits, and we don't like to lose. So if your rights are involved, you first of all, and I'm going to say this to all these people since we're live and people are listening. Number one is this: is if you're gonna say that it's First Amendment and it's constitutionally protected conduct, you should be able to recite the First Amendment. And it just starts out, the First Amendment is, Congress shall make no establishment of religion or abridge the free exercise thereof, or of the press, or freedom of speech, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, or the right of the people to redress their grievances against the government. And then beyond that, you need to know some case law that supports that specific amendment. And you go through all of them. And like the Fourth Amendment, when you're dealing with this auditing situation, you're dealing with the First, the Fourth, and the 14th Amendments. Okay, the Fourth Amendment is the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. And no warrant shall issue, which means that if they're going to violate your Fourth Amendment right, they must do so with a valid warrant, not just a warrant. The warrant must be valid. And no warrant shall issue, but upon oath or affirmation, they must swear and attest to the probable cause statement of a crime. Okay, and it must state with particularity the places to be searched and the items or persons to be seized. It's not a general warrant. You can look up Grove versus Ramirez. It's one of the best cases. Another one's Murray versus United States, which is relatively recent. So know what you're talking about, know your rights, and don't get gummed up and mucked up. Don't provoke people. They're people too, but if they're not in their official capacity, they're people. But they keep thinking that they have official capacity all the time, and they don't. So anyway, Patrick's got a great Title 42, Section 1983 lawsuit we've drafted up, and I think the judge did today. He's giving Patrick every opportunity to move towards dismissal, because the judge, I can tell by his demeanor, and I've been in hundreds of courtrooms, the judge, you can tell by his demeanor, is saying, this is a hot potato. I want it out of my courtroom, so please do what you have to do to get this out of my effing court. So that's what we're going to do. We'll draft up everything.
We'll get a dismissal.
We'll get a dismissal because, first of all, the officer, he has an insufficient oath of office, which means he doesn't have official capacity, which we can go over another time. Therefore, he cannot have any official duties being obstructed. And then we can go beyond that. So we're going to work on that and getting Patrick's phone back. So anyway,
Hey,
All right,
Fred.
So we're gonna go back to the restaurant.
yeah, we're going to go back to the restaurant.
Go back to the restaurant, hang out, guys. We're up here.
And OKC,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to get you a copy of that brief from the U.S. Department of Justice.
We'll meet you over there.
Okay, civil litigator, and I'll show it to you over here at the
At the restaurant?
Yeah, at OKC.
Okay, Fred, I appreciate that. We'll look at it because you said you think I've got several cases.
Dude, you have open and closed cases. Now, your particular case, this is the wonderful thing about videoing because you
Yeah.
don't provoke anybody. You act very courteously and respectfully. And for this officer to come up to you and you're just recording and you honored what they requested at the library, for this guy in his official and public capacity, and it's allegedly because we don't know officially who he is. That's why you always, number one, when you encounter a public worker, you pull their oath of office. Now, if they don't have an oath of office, like a court clerk or somebody, the people that work underneath them, they have a supervisor, they work under a supervisory oath. So you get their supervisor's oath of office. But no one can work for the government without being under a supervisory oath of office or having their own specific oath of office. And all law enforcement in this country are required to have a specific oath of office, and it's governed and controlled by the statute and how it's supposed to be drafted up and how it's supposed to be filed and signed and sworn. It's all in there. It says sworn and subscribed and notarized by a proper person and filed with the proper person within the government. So if they don't have that, they don't have official capacity. And again, the second thing is this, is if they're not on duty, they don't have official capacity. Okay, that was a case up in St. Peters, Missouri, where a police officer pulled a kid over 20 minutes before he was on duty. And it went all the way up and they argued it. And I think it was whatever that circuit is up there. They said the officer may have been wearing the uniform, but he was not on duty. He did not have official capacity, could not have issued a citation. Therefore, the citation is bad, reversed and remanded for further rulings on this judgment.
Okay.
So anyway, just interesting stuff. Now, it's real simple. The one thing about all the laws and everything that we have, we the people, through representative legislation and legislators, we create the laws. And they're for us, of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so that's why if people run into situations by public officials getting out of control, it's because the people haven't been doing their job. Now, that doesn't mean we have the right to get crazy. And by the way, anytime you hear a public official say this regarding rights, they say, well, I have the right to do this. No, you don't. You have limited delegated authority, legislated through the statutes, to perform certain duties.
Yep.
Rights are God granted. And when you're in official capacity, you don't have that. You waive those rights to be in official capacity.
True.
So without going on a further dissertation about that, I'll just say, somebody say, oh, you want to argue with me? Let's, I'll give you a dissertation in private. Okay. But anyway, just so you know that stuff, we'll go to the restaurant.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Send me the link on that one.
Okay,
Yeah, you've
I
got
will.
open and closed cases, by the way.
Good,
OKC.
good.
Open and closed. The guy had no authority to do what he did.
That's
he posed
true.
no threat, and he said, "You're not going to film me, you son of a bitch. I'm going to kick your ass."
Yeah, I know.
I was like, "Okay," and then he jumped you.
Yep.
Okay, that's an assault and battery, and if he's in official capacity, that's where we got to pull his oath of office. Make sure he's on
He's
duty.
retired. He is retired working
He's
as a
wearing a
security guard.
uniform.
He was wearing the OCPD uniform.
Hey, he's
He sure
screwed.
was.
He's screwed.
Yep.
He presented himself as an officer. That's all
Yep.
you need. So, I just say toast time with jelly.
That'll work. That'll work. All right, we're gonna head back. Guess we'll go wherever the cars are. FN. Okay, guys, you hear that? We think we have a pretty good slam dunk case. That yeah, I'll get in. As for you, Holly Weir. I'm going to do a show just on the carry guns of News Now KC. I carry an FNX Tactical.
Someone said his name's Fred Reagan. He does. He looks like a Reagan, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like Ronald.
Does. I was trying to figure out who he looks like, but now that you say that, he does look like Ronald Reagan.
What we're trying to figure out here is,
Get my knife back in
we
there.
got to get this thing dismissed. We really do. gotta get a dismissal.
I think that's what's happening.
That was
Can't get it until I stand up.
a lot less than I thought it was going to be. I've never been to court before, though, so I didn't know what to expect.
We'll probably do a show where we showcase the open carry firearms of Oki audits, SEK audits, myself, picture perfect. Guys, you could definitely see a difference in the demeanor and the way he spoke with Patrick versus the other defendants that were in there beforehand.
Oh, yeah, you can.
And there were people that came and went through the door that he didn't
Did you hear me
admonish.
clearly? Was everything okay?
And some people he would get on them for coming in and out of the courtroom while he was holding court.
So anyway, guys, I'm gonna cut this live feed. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to come back live when we go talk to the DA after court is out of session. Obviously, we can't bother them while they're in court.
That went great.
My retention holster is a Serpa. I run a Serpa.
Hey, you tell him when I show
Outside
up,
the
they kiss
waistband.
ass.
That's my retention holster is a
Everyone go
Serpa.
donate via PayPal to Patrick.
Works pretty well. Holly Weir, Patrick wants you to donate to him via PayPal,
Legal
specifically legal fees and all this stuff. We are going to be right here today. We're going to go in here and talk. Maybe Fred will be down shortly. Fred will be here in a little bit because we've got to kill a little time until
Then we go back and get the DA to give us the phone,
Yeah,
and
get the
that'll be
DA
the
to
main
get the
victory.
phone.
That'll be a big victory.
yeah, that'll be a big victory. It'll be a
the
step
only victory, though.
for
Dude,
today.
hey, this is going in our favor. Everything's looking great.
We'll turn this way where the sun's behind me.
Everything's looking great, guys. This is a big win. Oh, my eye.
Here, killing you. Here, this works all right. That way you're not so dark. We're in Beaver, Oklahoma. Patrick just went to court. It's been put off 30 days so he can gather his defense. That's a good way for the judge to say, get your stuff ready so you can walk out of here. So we have no reason to detain you, keep you, further this.
Man, I wish I could have ate some of that damn burrito.
Anybody want to buy my food? I'm hungry.
I'll ask Fred what organization he's with. What organization's he with, do you know?
I don't know what it's called. You'll have to ask.
Courtbusters.com? I think it's Courtbusters. Beaver, Oklahoma. Charges were filed by the DA against Patrick. The DA brought the charges. And we had about 4 people go before the judge before him. And basically they all pled guilty to him because he acted mean and tough. When Patrick came up, he basically sang a different tune. Guys, we'll be on later. I'm going to go ahead and kill the live stream. We'll be back. Watch for me to go live when we go to the DA's office and try to get his property back. We had several people show up today, almost as many as before, but not quite as many.
Tim, are you facing your mouth or are you facing out?
I'm facing out.
Oh,
I'm looking out at you right now. That's Selena. Say hi.
Hey, what's up?
So,
I look sparkly today.
all right, guys, we're out of here.